I'm Tracy Townsend. We have breaking news right now on 10 TV News at noon. Just minutes ago, we learned new information about a child abduction in Whitehall. 10 TV, in fact, just spoke with the Whitehall police. This is a 1-year-old baby. We want to get out to our reporter who is there covering this. Carla Rogner is standing by with that. Carla.
Yeah, Tracy, I just talked to Chief Mike Crispin here. He said officers right now are trying to track down that missing 1-year-old boy. He said around 10:40 this morning, a mother was visiting her son at Buckeye Ranch. They say that she has mental health issues, which is why the child is in Buckeye Ranch custody, but she took off with that child. The mother's name is Kristen Bailey. She's 34 years old. She's also 7 months pregnant, and the child is a 1-year-old African-American male. His name is Keshawn Bailey. They're looking for a 2008 black Hyundai Elantra. The child is wearing a gray sweatshirt, gray pants, and white and black sneakers. And again, the mom is 7 months pregnant. She is in that black Hyundai Elantra with a license plate of KP98430. They say she does not have a criminal history, but they are concerned because of her mental health issues that the child could be in danger. They say that she was last seen in the North Cleveland Avenue area. Chief Crispin says this is an all hands on deck situation right now. They're getting ready to put out an Amber Alert. They're hoping to have that 1-year-old boy back in custody soon. Of course, if you see that black Hyundai Elantra anywhere, make sure you call the police department. Tracy?
All right, thank you so much, Carla. And again, this is a developing situation with this missing 1-year-old baby. We will continue to update you on air and online as we learn more. In the meantime, you want to download our 10 TV app, put that on your phone. You'll get real-time updates about this breaking news. Also happening right now, the travel rush ahead of the Memorial Day weekend is on. This is a live look on the roads around Central Ohio. People are getting to where they are going. Fast pace out there. Travel experts and law enforcement really say that if you're going to hit the road between now and 5 o'clock this evening, it could get packed. It is a sunny, clear day ahead if you are ready to hit the road. Don't be fooled, though. There's a bit of a chill in the air. Meteorologist Michael Behrens is here now with that forecast.
Yeah, Tracy, that sunshine a bit more superficial than it usually is this time of the year. We were in the 30s and 40s this morning, and we still haven't warmed up all that much across the region. We're sitting below the 60-degree mark this lunch hour for pretty much everyone along and north of I-70. At least the good news is we're not seeing any rainfall out there at the moment, but that's not guaranteed to be the case throughout the rest of this afternoon. That system that pushed through yesterday still spinning to our northeast and will bring some moisture in as we head through this afternoon. The next 12 hours when we pick up the cloud cover, we'll see the chance for isolated showers as we reach our highs in the low 60s. We're going to break down that Memorial Day weekend and our next chances for rain coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, now this for many people is the start of the busy holiday travel weekend. AAA predicts a new record of more than 45 million Americans traveling more than 50 miles this Memorial Day weekend. CBS's Chris Van Cleve takes a look at what they can expect.
By road, train, and plane, Americans are moving towards their summer vacations. Most will drive this Memorial Day weekend.
We have a huge van that we rented, so we're just gonna take it slow and then make stops, you know, to kind of keep us from staying in the car too long.
Overall, AAA expects 45.1 million to travel. At Newark Airport Thursday, a long line of planes waiting to take off as Alexa Pernston waited for her flight to Japan.
How concerned about flying out of Newark are you today?
I'm coming in anticipating that there might be some challenges, so if there aren't any challenges, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
The FAA has limited the number of flights at Newark, hoping to reduce the mounting delays and cancellations stemming from runway work and ongoing FAA staffing issues that followed a series of air traffic control communications outages.
I'm flying out of Newark on Tuesday. I've been flying out of Newark for the last 3 years.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy.
How big of a test is this summer?
So we are going to have, I think, historic flights, the biggest summer that we've had in American history. It's going to stress the system. And do I think it's going to be safe? Of course. We're going to get Newark fixed. But are you going to see some disruption in regard to delays? Yeah, you're going to see delays. Is it safe? Yes.
The TSA expects to screen about 18 million people this Memorial Day weekend. Secretary Duffy says he believes Newark will start to show real improvements when that runway construction project ends in mid-June and new technology at that FAA center comes online probably by the end of June. As for your drive home on Monday, AAA says the best times are either early in the morning or later in the evening. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Arlington, Virginia.
And a reminder, as millions do hit the road for Memorial Day weekend, ODOT is working to reduce the number of construction zones. They say as much as they can. In some spots, though, that is not going to be possible. If you are heading south, I-75 in both Dayton and Cincinnati have a few spots where crews are going to be working. To the north, there is sporadic work in Akron. Those zones will likely mean some delays. Here in Central Ohio, the 70-71 interchange downtown, along with the 70 on both the east and west side, well, that will all have active construction zones in place. Highway Patrol is saying that they will have an active presence out in those work zones across the state this weekend.
A lot of those locations I gave you there are going to be those longer term work zones. That's just where it's just not going to be possible to reduce them. They are kind of what they are.
And obviously we're going to be in those construction zones. We want to keep workers safe. We want to keep those zones safe.
As a reminder, here in our state, fines double for violations in work zones. State troopers are saying that you need to be careful. Now, to a developing story we've been following this morning. At least one person is dead after a house fire broke out early this morning in Hilliard. 10 TV News reporter Kiara Lake was there when we first heard about the fire. She talked with the battalion chief right there on the scene. Here's what she found.
Within the past 5 minutes, fire crews have put caution tape around this scene, and I was able to speak to the fire battalion chief, who says that they were notified of this after a neighbor called around 6:25 that was seeing heavy smoke coming from this home. When the fire crews arrived, they were able to get inside and was met with heavy smoke, and they spotted that man quickly, removed him, and took him to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead around 7:30 this morning. And at this time, the fire marshal is here along with fire investigators. And they don't know how the fire started, but we're told this is a reminder for everyone to have working smoke detectors in your home.
It certainly is a tragedy, but we really reinforce having working smoke detectors in your home. That's really the most important piece of safety equipment that you can have in your residence, is working smoke detectors to notify you if there's a fire emergency in your home.
We're told the victim's home was the only one that was damaged in this fire, and that they are still working to determine how this all happened. Reporting from Hilliard, Kiara Lake, 10 TV News.
And right now, Franklin County deputies are searching for 4 inmates who escaped from a correctional facility right there off of Alum Creek Drive late last night. Officials say they smashed a window to get out, and Columbus police were notified just before 9 o'clock. The sheriff's office says arrest warrants have been issued. The names and charges of those escaped inmates have not yet been released. The incident is still under investigation, and we're working to get those names for you. Coming up after the break, changes in the law are forcing major shifts at Ohio State. Why the university leadership says it's now shutting down another key diversity program in its College of Medicine. Plus, some new details about that fiery plane crash that turned a San Diego neighborhood into a disaster zone. What caused that private jet to slam into the street, igniting homes and cars? We have some answers when we come back.
Whatever the day brings, working overnight to get you the latest breaking news. Stay ahead of the storm with Weather Impact Alert Days on 10 TV this morning. Weekdays starting at 4:25 a.m. Streaming on 10 TV Plus.
Think you need a new roof? Think again. Save thousands with Roof Max.
For over 100 years, Jones Topsoil has been part of your community, delivering topsoil, mulch, sand, and gravel. Slinger Jones, bringing it home to you. Whether you're planting a vibrant flower bed, growing your own vegetables, or giving your lawn a fresh start, be the envy of the neighborhood with topsoil and mulch from Slinger Jones. For greener lawns and brighter flower beds, call 1-800-TOPSOIL. Order online at jonestopsoil.com.
Jones Topsoil brings it home to you.
You've seen me on TV or around town. I was born at St. Anne's Hospital. I attended Eastmore High School and graduated from the Ohio State University. For over 30 years, I've been representing the great people of our community. And if you're like me, you like to support and buy from local businesses. Your doctors aren't from out of town, and you wouldn't hire a plumber from out of town either. So if you get hurt, you shouldn't hire a lawyer from out of town. I'm Columbus's injury attorney, Scott Schiff. Call me at 621-8888.
Welcome to the most honest commercial you've ever seen. Not the cleanest, just the most honest.
Today, we're fixing a home's foundation.
I mean, that is like the most common thing to see in the world.
Pretty common, yeah.
Right.
So it's the soil that's eroding away, causing those cavities, those voids that the foundation then wants to settle into.
And then you guys with your superhero capes show up and fix everything.
Yes, sir.
Get a free and honest inspection with Ohio Basement Authority, a Groundworks company.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go here, surf's up, here, woo, and here.
Now get a powerful new 25 Tundra with low 2.99 APR financing, or lease this well-equipped Tacoma double cab for just $289 a month.
Your summer starts here and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
All after 11% rebate. Hanging flower baskets are just $6.99. Play sand, only $1.99 per bag. Be ready for get-togethers with an inflatable serving bar, just $1.99. Wasp and hornet spray is just $1.77. Hurry, these great deals won't last long. Sign up for Menards emails to get the weekly flyer plus exclusive daily flash sales right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
Closed captioning on 10 TV is sponsored by the Original Mattress Factory.
Continuing coverage this afternoon, a Toledo man accused of killing his daughter appeared in court this morning. At a pretrial hearing, police arrested Darnell Jones Ogletree in Columbus. Court documents show Jones pulled out a gun and fired at police, and then at least one SWAT officer here shot Jones in Victorian Village. He was then extradited to Toledo following his arrest here. In court this morning, Jones waived his right to a speedy trial until at least July 22nd. His trial is scheduled for April 20th of next year. If convicted, he could face the death penalty. The Ohio State University is ending its diversity, equity, and inclusion program at its College of Medicine. On the College of Medicine's website, it says the office will be sunset on May 31st. The university stopped its official Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion nearly 3 months ago. It says because of the federal and state changes in DEI laws. Still ahead this afternoon, some new details in that deadly plane crash in San Diego. What investigators are now saying happened in the final moments of that deadly flight. Michael.
10 TV Weather Cam is sponsored by Exterior Heroes.
We all want a home that's safe for our children, but there's one danger that can hide in plain sight: lead. And if you live in a house built before 1978, lead may be in your paint. The good news is lead poisoning can be prevented, and Ohio has resources to help with the problem. If you're worried about lead, ask your pediatrician to get your child tested, and talk to your school or daycare to be sure they're lead safe. For more tips about lead, go to odh.ohio.gov/lead.
Show you how to create a reliable income stream that you can count on for life. Visit safeharboroh.com and schedule a complimentary meeting with us.
It's the 2025 Lancaster Festival featuring Gary LaVox of Rascal Flatts, Grammy-winning artist Colby Calais, and folk rock band Dawes, and the festival orchestra marks a new era with maestro John Devlin. Tickets on sale now at lancasterfestival.org.
It's No Pay May at Reichert Nissan. Drive away a new Nissan today with no money down and no monthly payments this summer. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. At Reichert Nissan, everybody rides. Fuel-efficient Nissan Altima, just $229 per month. Plus, get $3,500 more than your trade is worth. It's No Pay May. Drive away a Nissan today with no money down and no payments this summer at Reichert Nissan and ReichertNissan.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
So what do you think about these? From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Remodel your bathroom with limited time savings this Memorial Day. Get $3,000 off a complete remodel or $1,500 off a tub or shower update, plus special financing offers. Call or visit rebath.com/savings to get started.
The good life shouldn't be reserved for the few. The finest cuisine should always be on the menu. And looking good shouldn't just be for the rich and famous. At Meijer, we believe that real life deserves real good, and we work hard to bring more of it. Here, quality meets value, and selection meets savings. So the good life is always within reach. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We had such a great experience with Empire, we would recommend it to anyone. We had people come in our home and say, wow, this is really beautiful. Where'd you have it done? Empire.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. AM streaming on 10 TV Plus.
10 TV's Digital Broadcast Center is sponsored by Lindsay Honda.
Welcome back. We want to get another check of that breaking news in Whitehall. Police there are searching for a 1-year-old. They believe this child, this baby, was abducted by the non-custodial parent. Here's what we can tell you right now. The Whitehall police chief has confirmed they are looking for the mother of that baby, 34-year-old Kristen Bailey. They say she took the 1-year-old from Buckeye Ranch in Whitehall this morning. They believe she is in a 2008 black Hyundai Elantra with a license plate of KP98430. Now, if you see her, you see that car, police want you to call them. And again, we'll stay on this. We have a crew at the Whitehall Police Department right now. This is a developing situation, as you can imagine. We'll continue to keep you updated right here on air and online as we learn new information. You should also download our 10 TV app on your phone for real-time updates and breaking news. We're right at 12:16 on this Friday. It's sunny, it's cool. We have questions about what's going to come next. Meteorologist Michael Barron has the answer.
Yeah, and the good news is those answers are actually ones you want to hear heading into this weekend. Dry weather.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sunshine.
No, we need it.
It won't be that warm, though. So if there's one little caveat to the weekend, that would be it. So make sure you keep a jacket nearby. Your weather headlines heading into this Memorial Day weekend. Chilly mornings. We're talking 40s through the Memorial Day weekend, even into next week to start the day. So it's going to be cool out there early. Rain chances, they wrap up this afternoon, and then it is dry weather for the rest of the weekend. We are looking at a pretty good forecast, all things considered, just not one that's going to feel like late May across the region. We've seen cloud cover pick up a little bit with the sunshine here this afternoon. Temperatures not warming up that fast, still in the 50s, 57 at this hour. Winds out there kind of breezy, 18 mile per hour right now in Columbus. Those winds, though, they're coming from the northwest, so it's not doing a lot to move the temperatures. We have hit the 60s for areas south of I-70, but those are the only ones at this hour. The rest of us are still in the 50s, again, with that northwest wind kind of working against us. It's gusting as high as 30 in Newark, 26 in Lancaster, and 23 in Marion at this hour. Going to be kind of a breezy, cool afternoon as we head through the next 12 hours. The cloud cover out there, again, will be increased through this afternoon, with temperatures making their way into the low 60s. This is the time period we could see an isolated shower or two across the region. Not a huge chance for this. It's only about 20%, and what we do see will be pretty nuisance rainfall, but keep in mind that a chance does exist today. As we head toward next week, rain chances start to come back as we get beyond Memorial Day, but the good news is our holiday weekend is looking nice and dry. So before we get into that weekend, let's talk about those rain chances this afternoon. Very hit and miss, light showers, nuisance rainfall scattered across the region. This will continue continue until, say, about 5, 6 o'clock tonight. Once we get beyond that point, we are back into mostly dry weather and mostly clear skies as we head through tonight. That'll be followed by a lot of sunshine as we head into the start of the weekend. Your 10 Weather Impact 7-day forecast here. We're tracking those cool temperatures through the rest of the day and the start of the weekend. We go from 63 to just 66 for Saturday. We start in the low 40s, and while it's kind of cool out there, keep in mind you do need the sunscreen. UV forecast tomorrow is going to be a 7, so that SPF 30 and some covering up in the peak of the day is going to be the best advice for that sun on Saturday. As we head into Sunday, those temperatures inch up just a bit. We get to 68. Monday up to 69. If you're heading out to any of the parades out there on Memorial Day, again, might want to jacket early. Some of those kick off as early as 10 o'clock, and we're still expecting to be in the 50s by that point. Cloud cover increases into the afternoon. Rain starts to creep back in Monday night into Tuesday. We stick with the showers Wednesday with temperatures back near normal by next Thursday. Tracy?
Thank you so much. Cleanup does continue on the east side of Columbus and Whitehall. 2,500 gallons of fuel leaked into the waterways. Remember, this started on Tuesday night when it spilled into Mason Run Creek. We've been covering this. There are signs that are out there to tell people to stay out of the water, but Columbus Fire says there's no risk to the public despite that strong smell of fuel. Now, the Division of Wildlife says a family of ducks that had been covered in fuel died.
I know summer's coming up, all the kids are getting out of school today, and this is a park that everybody wants to come to, and now no one can. And all the wildlife is over here, and now this is their home, and they can't come to it.
It is not clear exactly how many animals have been or could be impacted by this. Cleanup was originally estimated to take a day or two, but the experts out there tell us the residue of that fuel could linger in the creeks for much longer. And we are learning more about that deadly plane crash in San Diego this afternoon. It happened yesterday morning when a private jet crashed into a street, hitting a power line, then a house, and igniting more than a dozen houses and cars on fire. The video you see here is from the scene when first responders got to it. We now know that the jet was trying to land in dense fog after a cross-country flight from New Jersey. 3 people on board were killed, including a drummer and the plane's owner.
All I saw was just the line of fire and everyone running, getting out, getting the neighbors out of the house.
When it hit the street, as the jet fuel went down, it took out every single car that was on both sides of the street on fire.
And authorities there say no one on the ground was seriously hurt, thanks in part to neighbors who jumped into action. Investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board are now handling the investigation. Now, this afternoon on 10 TV Plus, a brand new 10 Weather Impact show streams at 2 o'clock, plus a new episode of This Week in Boomtown. Remember, that drops at 9. And on today's episode of The Beat, Austin and Berm discuss which departures will matter most at Ohio State. With all of that and more on 10 TV Plus, download that for your TV and you can watch it for free.
Levi's 4 Floors cordially invites you to National Karastan Month. For a limited time, shop and save up to 30% on stylish Karastan flooring with exclusive installation warranties. Visit Levi's 4 Floors or levis4floors.com and experience the difference.
Need a new roof? For a limited time, Able Roofing is offering no-interest financing for 6 years on new roofs. Schedule your free no-obligation estimate today. Visit ableroof.com for your free no-obligation estimate.
Call Able for the proof. 444
is a person who needed someone to stand up and fight or to lend a helping hand. Hurt in a car? Call KNR.
In 1961, Columbus Door Sales started with a simple promise: to install doors that open up possibilities for generations to come. Your garage and entry doors are the gateways to your home, your memories, your life. Backed by decades of experience, we've combined innovation and integrity to deliver doors you can count on every single time. Trust is our foundation. Time is our proof. integrity, value, experience. That's Columbus Door Sales.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if erectile dysfunction is ruining intimacy for you and your partner, give us a call. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED, and we have treatments with success rates as high as 90%. If you're like most guys, you'll be performing well again, perhaps like you haven't in years. Call us today.
Need a new roof? For a limited time, Able Roofing is offering no interest financing for 6 years on new roofs. Schedule your free no obligation estimate today. Visit ableroof.com for your free no obligation estimate.
Call Able for the proof. 444 roof.
Levi's 4 Floors cordially invites you to National Kerostan Month. For a limited time, shop and save up to 30% on the widest selection of stylish Kerostan flooring in Columbus. Visit Levi's 4 Floors or levis4floors.com and experience the difference.
We have an update to some breaking news we've been reporting to you. It's a story we first brought you this morning on 10 TV News. Minutes ago, officials identified the 4 inmates who escaped minimum security correctional facility there in Southeast Columbus last night. According to the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, their names are Mark Long, Nico Burton, Michael Norton, Jeremy Bowen. All four are charged with escape. Warrants have in fact been issued. Most were facing previous charges like theft or were in custody because of parole violations. Now, officials say they smashed the window to get out last night, and Columbus police were notified just before 9 o'clock. This incident, as you can imagine, is still under investigation. We have a crew looking into this story. We'll have another update for you tonight on 10 TV News starting at 4 o'clock. Also this afternoon, we want to take a turn and celebrate Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. More than 100,000 people are expected in Franklin Park this weekend to celebrate Asian culture right here in Central Ohio. The annual Asian Festival is back for its 31st year this weekend. This is video that we have shot over the years. People from all across the country come to this as it's the largest Asian festival in the Midwest. There is going to be food. There's cultural celebrations, all kinds of festivities. They are also doing some health screenings. They say they will be checking everything from your heart to your teeth. That certainly covers it. The free event is happening Saturday and Sunday. We have more information for you at 10tv.com. Now some information on the forecast.
Yeah, it should be a good weekend for any of those activities you want to get out and do. No real threat for rain after this afternoon when you could see an isolated shower. Cool temperatures today, highs only in the low to mid 60s. We warmed this up slightly for the weekend, getting back closer to 70, but even all the way through about next Wednesday, we're going to stay in this kind of below average, not quite late May type of weather pattern.
All right, so clearly some room for improvement, but we do hope you enjoy it. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining us.